Hey everyone, it's Mark Ferguson with Investor More, and this is an exciting day as we just bought this property. And what this is currently a 3-unit building built in 1910 that has a unit upstairs, another unit downstairs that's an apartment, and then what used to be kind of a big open church. So the church has moved out, it's no longer a church. I know I just bought another church about a month ago, or a few weeks ago too, so yes, we're apparently buying lots of churches now. And the plan is to convert it back to all apartments. And what's really cool is not only did we get this building, but it came with that house as well. So we also got a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house and this building, which is about, I think it's 3,300 square feet or so. And when we did all of this, I also did a 1031 exchange. So I sold rental property number 7, right about 2 months ago. And I had bought that property for I think it was $113,000 in 2013. Sold it for $370, I believe. And so what we had was $225,000 of proceeds from that sale. And with a 1031 exchange, you take all of the cash you make from that property, invest it into the new property, which is this one, and the new property has to be as much or more in price as the old one as well. So we got that all completed, that's all done, and now we have a new property. And the house and 2 of the units here are rented, so they're bringing in income, but it's a little low. So there's a possibility of adding value there too. And then it comes with a laundry room as well, which we just bought an 8-plex last week. It has a coin operation laundry. This one has a laundry room, but it's not coin op. They're just regular machines. So you can tell me what I should do there, if I should be a greedy landlord or not. We'll show you all of that. And what's also interesting is we're in a small town. It's actually Milliken, Colorado. My son has gone to that skate park quite a few times. So it's been a while, but he really liked that skate park with his scooter and his bike. So we don't live that far away from here, and so we've been over here a few times, and I don't think I ever even noticed this building, but now we have noticed it in a big way. And what else is kind of interesting too, I'm gonna walk this way a little bit, is there's another kind of interesting, crazy building over here. You can see, I believe this used to be brick. It is, like I said, I think it said 1910, but lots of electrical meters and spots for more meters, so that's cool. We'll talk about that later too, about why that's important. Got a sweet spider guy right there. This building right over here is one I looked at, I think it was last year, but that was a big, cheap building as well. It used to be like a boarding house or something, and Nikki convinced me not to buy it, which is probably a good thing. Because it was a mess. It needed so much work, and someone bought it a while ago, and they're making slow progress. So I'm glad I didn't buy that one, but it's creepy. Long, dark, old hallways. And then yeah, here we have the back of the building. So we can get into one unit, what used to be the church, and then the other ones are occupied, so we can't go through them. But yeah, that house is included. The lot goes all the way to that back fence, all the way back here to the alley, so lots of parking. And the possibility and thought also crossed my mind, hey, is there enough room to even build another duplex back here? I don't know if there is or if there's enough parking, but always lots of things going through my mind like that. All right, so we'll take a look at the inside of the property. Of course, check out investormore.com for our books, hundreds of free articles, all kinds of great advice there. And we love it when you like our videos and comment too, so please keep that up. And yeah, we'll take a look inside. All right, so here is the inside of what used to be the church. So the people who bought it before me had purchased this property because they wanted to have a church here. So it was apartments when they bought it, and then they turned it into just one kind of big open area for a church. And then ironically, Nikki, my project manager, her grandma lives in Milliken, and so has some connections to the town. She said this used to be the senior center many years ago, and it actually had a fire, and that's when they moved the senior center. So she's just telling me that again today. I'm like, really? I don't remember that. I think you told me it, but maybe I blocked it out of my mind. So, but there's no signs of any fire. Everything looks good now. I don't know how bad the fire was, but that's never really something you want to hear when you just buy a property. It's like, oh yeah, I remember this property. It had a fire in it. Like, oh, that's good. But this is a big, big space. So the building is 50 by 50, which is 2,500 square feet. And then it's got like an 800 or 900 square foot upstairs. This section right here is about 50 by 30 to that wall over there. So 1,500 square feet. Plus you've got this kitchen indentation, and then the bathroom is right here. So it's a pretty big space. And so we have some things to think about whenever we have big open spaces like this, and what to do, what's the best way to maximize our money, our investment. How do we make it all work? So here's the one bathroom on this side. And then, yeah, you've got a furnace for the other side. I don't know if that's just for the upstairs or if it's for the other apartment. I think it's for the upstairs. And the other apartment has a furnace in it too. So separate electric meters are good. Separate furnaces are great. So it's set up very well for an apartment building. And like I mentioned before, it has those electric meters out there, and only 3 of them are being used right now. And it had room for 6. So, I mean, or maybe it's 4 being used. You could add more apartments in here very easily. So, you kind of have to think, hey, is it best to make this one big apartment, maybe a 3-bedroom with a little nicer kitchen, who knows? Or do we want to get crazy and split it up into 2 apartments and then have maybe 2 2-bedroom apartments that are 800 square feet each or so? So there's a lot of different things to think about. Number-wise, it makes more sense to get as much income as you can, because it just makes the property way more valuable. We talked about that in my 8-plex video, going over the numbers and cap rates and how more income really increases the value, because we did get a good deal on this, but I love to add value as well. And if you had a 3-bedroom, you might be able to rent it for $1,500 here would be my guess. But if you had 2 2-bedrooms, you could probably rent them each for like $1,200. So you're obviously making way more income by splitting it up, but you're spending more money on the rehab. There'd be more to split them up. You're adding obviously another entrance. You have to add another bathroom. We kind of have a kitchen here, but I don't know, it has a fridge, but I'm doubting there's any water over here. So you have to add plumbing, drain lines, all of that. So it could be pretty complicated. Now for value and price and all that, it was listed for $550,000. It was on the MLS for a while, and I had seen it, but I never came over to look at it. And I have to thank Nikki for this. I don't know if she's happy about it, because we have a whole lot going on with I think we have at least 20 rehabs we're working on right now between our multi-units and commercial properties and residential properties, and not nearly enough people to work on them. So she's a little stressed. I'm a little stressed about that too. But she had a listing over here because she's a real estate agent as well. And we came over here to meet a contractor about some inspection issues on it. And I'm like, oh, let's just drive by this property real quick, or go see it real quick, because we're going to be in town. And then once I saw it, I'm like, oh, there's so many opportunities here. There's such a big space here. This is a good deal. And for my rental property number 7, I had like a week left to identify a new property for my 1031 exchange. Because once you sell your property, you have 45 days to identify a new property. And I sold it doing a 1031 exchange, but I had no property in mind to buy. So I was kind of looking around, but worst case scenario, I just didn't do the 1031 exchange, and I paid taxes on my money. But I would have loved to find something, obviously, because I think it would save me $40,000 in taxes in that range if I found an exchange property. So I saw this one, I'm like, hey, this will work for my 1031 exchange. Talked to the agent. She said they'd just gotten an offer that day. I'm like, oh, this has been on the market for weeks. I was lazy, didn't come see it. Now you got an offer, but I made an offer for my 1031 money plus a private loan, so no inspection, or we did have a short inspection, but no appraisal, no financing contingencies, none of that. And we offered $525. They accepted our offer, And then during the inspection, we found the sewer line needs a little bit of work, some other minor stuff. We were able to get it down to $515,000. So we paid $515,000 for this. And yeah, we'll talk about the rents, the potential value add as well here pretty soon. But as you can see, we're in the laundry room. And so this door locks going to that unit. The upstairs unit, we'll show you. We obviously aren't going to go up there, but I can show you the stairs. That's the upstairs unit, goes up there. And it's actually really nice. It had an updated bathroom, updated kitchen. It's just above the front of this unit here. And it's 800, 900 square feet, so it's big. And I would have really loved to make it a 2-bedroom at some point, but it's just not set up right. It'd take a whole lot of work to do that. And then that is the other apartment, the entrance to that apartment, which is a 2-bedroom down here too. And it's laid out kind of weird as well. So, I mean, redoing everything would be amazing, but again, probably not worth it. So in the laundry room, this is kind of their common area. They can store stuff, but you can see there are hookups for 2 washing machines. And in my 8-plex, there's just 1 coin-op washing machine, 1 coin-op dryer. And everybody's saying you need more than that, and I agree. I just don't know where to put them because that's a tiny room. This is a big room. And there are 2 dryer 220 hookups as well. So these are just regular, non-coin-op. Anybody can use them. So it's like, hey, do I be a greedy landlord? Do I put in coin-op machines that will probably make us, $100 a month, maybe more? Or do we just leave it as it is? So that's something to think about. But it is nice having this big, open laundry room. Would love to have this at the 8-plex. And I was actually thinking about, hey, maybe we could turn some of the storage units over there or something into a bigger laundry room. And hey, maybe we'll even put a vending machine in there. Excuse me. Hopefully I remember to edit that out. But you can see electrical's been pretty updated. Heating, HVAC's been pretty updated. It's a pretty cool building in pretty decent shape. Now, for the rents, it is about $2,500 a month total for all the units. I think the house rents for $1,000. The upstairs is it $700? And this 2-bedroom over here is $850, something like that. All those are super low. So that's the other thing. There's a lot of value add here. $2,500 a month property brings in $30,000 a year, which at like cap rates in our area makes it worth $450-ish in that range. I don't have my calculator out. I might be a little bit off at $450 to $500. So if you're able to raise rents, which we could, actually the house should be like at least $1,300 probably. The unit upstairs should probably be $900 to $1,000. The 2-bedroom next door should probably be $1,100 to $1,200. Now you're looking at, what did I just add up here? $1,100, $3,500 or so. And then you have this place here too, which even if we make it a big 3-bedroom and don't go all out, would probably rent for $1,400, $1,500. Now you're bringing in $5,000 a month in income, and which is 60-some thousand a year. So now you have like an $800,000, $900,000 property based on cap rates, based on income. So that's where the value add comes in. And then if you're able to make this 2 apartments and bring in $6,000 a month of income, now you've got close to $1 million property, which is pretty crazy how the income and cap rates and all of that works. And it's pretty crazy how much other investors are paying for properties around here as well, because I would never pay that much money for a property that brought in that kind of income, but I'll definitely pay what I paid for this property and then add value and have it worth that much and keep a property that is worth that much. Okay, so I've been doing a lot of talking. I think I covered most everything. The 1031 exchange, which basically you don't pay capital gains taxes or taxes on recapture depreciation. I've done 3 of those now, so if you want to see the other 2, I'll try to link to them below or just search my channel for 1031 exchange. I talk about those. This property's numbers, what we paid for it, $515,000, rent's about $2,500 a month coming in right now, plus lots of rent we can add here. It's already zoned correctly for that, so it was already apartment complex before. They had to get a variance to have a church in here. So we can go back to having it multifamily. That's kind of what it was originally, I believe. So pretty cool deal, pretty exciting. We will now have another 4 units added to the rental property portfolio after adding 8 units last week. And then maybe this will be a 5 unit, who knows? And then a lot of the garages in the other property also might count as even more units. So pretty fun, exciting times. Love being able to exchange my single family rentals that don't have great rent to value ratios into properties like this that have pretty good rent to value ratios once we get everything stabilized and done. All right, thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate all the support, the likes, the comments. I'll make sure I show you as much of the property I can. Here's this beautiful closet right here. And then, like I said, investformore.com has much more information on how we actually do this. Free articles, got 9 books on Amazon. Our Instagram page, our TikTok page has much more content than YouTube, much more frequent content if you want to check those out. Just search for Invest for More on any of those. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let us know what you think, and we'll be back with much more coming up here soon.